Welcome everyone to the Bitcoin Business Bureau. I'm your host, Litecoin Leader. Welcome to the very first episode of Bitcoin Business Bureau. People always wonder, how do you start these videos? What is the first thing you do? And that's a great question. So what is the first episode going to be about? That was my biggest question. A lot of people have been asking me, hey, when are you going to start a show? When are you going to give back? And it was definitely time to do it. And I wanted to do it, but I wanted to think about, what is my first show going to be about? And it has to be about me. I mean, it's my show. It's litecoinleader.com. It's litecoinleader.io to go to my YouTube. Unfortunately, it has to be about me. And I hate talking about myself, but you got to get to know me somehow. So I hope that you're going to get to learn more about me throughout several of my videos, but let's start with the basics about me. I started in crypto almost 5 years ago. Back then, there were three cryptos only on Coinbase. You had Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Litecoin. Guess which one I bought first? And on Gemini, there were only two. You didn't have no Litecoin on that one. There's just Ethereum and Bitcoin. A lot's changed since then. A lot's going on, a lot about crypto space, but there's been a lot of crypto shows on YouTube and out there in the social media. And the question has to be, why do we need another crypto show? There's so many crypto shows out there right now. Well, I'd actually say that's exactly why you need this crypto show. People can't afford the time to watch 10, 15, 20 YouTubers each day. There's just too much going on. Even if you're watching it on extra fast speed, you just can't absorb it. And how do you even know it's the right show? When I started, I was just watching whatever I could, learn a lot on myself, but I really wished I had a guide back then to kind of tell me which shows were good, which ones were bad, which coins were good, which exchanges were good, all that good stuff. It was difficult. And I learned a lot over the last 4 or 5 years. So I've watched hundreds of thousands of videos and hours of not just crypto, but other areas, finance, gold, silver, you name it, anything related that's even ancillary to crypto, I probably have seen it, or at least have heard about it. So I like to think I'm the guy that can piece a lot of different stories together and get the big picture and see where things are heading, and then say, okay, well, this is the right sector to be in. So with that in mind, this channel is going to focus primarily on altcoins. Now, if you don't know what an altcoin is, an altcoin is basically any cryptocurrency that's not named Bitcoin. And I don't mean Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin Gold or Bitcoin Black. Those are still altcoins. The original Bitcoin is the only one that's not an altcoin, because Bitcoin is about 2/3 of the market. The rest are all altcoins. And there's almost 9,000. I wish there was over 9,000, but can't use the meme yet, but we're getting close. But there's so much going on in the altcoin space. It's very hard to get through all the different stories, all the different sectors. There's so much to learn. So I want to be the person, I want to be the guide that I wish that I had when I started. When I started, I realized that there was a lot of profit you could make. Educationally speaking, of course, this is just one guy's journey, documenting it through crypto space. This is not financial advice at all. But for educational purposes, we're saying that I did learn a lot, and I'm sharing that knowledge over those years. I learned that people could be very successful in investing those other coins, those altcoins. But how do you pick which ones? How do you know? What's the criteria? What do you use to say this project over that project? What's the next Ethereum? Who's going to be the big project? Is it this NFT thing? Is it the DeFi sector? Do I look at the coins? Do they have to have their own blockchain? Should they be a platform? Should they be in the US, or should it be in Europe, or should it be in Asia? All these different criteria. And then that's not even looking at the chart. Then you start looking at the charting, technical analysis, doing these patterns, trying to see, is it the right time to get in? So all these different factors weigh in this. There's just not enough hours in the day for the average person to even get into Bitcoin, let alone understand all the other altcoins. So the purpose of this channel is to be your guide in the world of altcoins. So in regards to being a guide, I'd like to tell you a little bit more about myself through a story. I tell a lot of stories, so get used to it. So this story is about my childhood. And when I was younger, much younger, I can remember a time where my mom was going to school and she had some friends, and her friend had a son about the same age as me. And for whatever reason, I guess we were being good boys that day, they decided to both go give us a quarter, and we could go to the store and go pick out whatever candy bar we wanted. So we did that. We were thrilled. We went down the store. We picked out, I can remember to this day, picked out a chocolate chunky bar, which, I still remember this day. Like, to me, it was massive, this massive thick chocolate bar. I've had way too many chocolate bars in my day, but I still remember this one because I went to the counter. We both went to the counter. We were about to pay for it. And the cashier said, these are 26 cents each. And we only had a quarter. And we were devastated. Our hearts were broken. This is back before the days where it was the little penny jar, take one if you need one. That didn't happen back then. Pennies actually had value back then. So the cashier wasn't ready to help us, and we were distraught. We didn't know what to do. We didn't want to pick out a different candy bar. That's the one we wanted. So what happened was that this kind woman came up, asked what was going on. She heard what was going on, and she just said, she didn't hesitate. Actually, she reached into her purse, got out the old classic coin purse, kind of just the metal snaps and just the twist tie, whatever on it. And she opened up her coin purse, pulled out 2 pennies, gave them to the cashier, and we were overjoyed. I mean, we could not thank her enough. The cashier had a smile. I cannot remember exactly what this woman looked like. I wish her well many times as I think about the story often, but to me, what better value of a penny? To put a smile on a child's face for a penny. And I try to remember that throughout my life. I mean, I still remember that story years and years and years later. Just paying it forward, giving it to someone. And that's why this channel is existing. I am paying it forward. I am giving back to the community. I want to give you that penny. That penny is going to be worth more and more and more. I will give you, let's call it a coin. I will give you that coin. Okay. But let's go back to this for financial and educational purposes. It's a penny. So I want to be the guy that gives you that penny, that puts that smile on your face, because what better use of that penny? So I want to help you in this space, and that puts a smile on my face. So that's a little bit about me. That's what this channel is all about. I hope you join us throughout our numerous videos throughout the summer, and hopefully for years to come. We're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna do a lot of interesting things this year. Welcome to the Bitcoin Business Bureau. I'm Litecoin Leader. I'll see you next time.